So we're gonna take the tire off the driver's side. Basically, I gotta get in there and clean the timing chain and the covers and all these surfaces here, get all that grit and all that silicone and debris all out of there. And I have it lifted right now, sitting on a jack stand over here on the passenger side. You see right here, my good old trusty Harbor Freight jack stand there holding up the car. So it's kind of hard to get in there. So the plan is to get this wheel off, and I'm going to lower the car and try to get it as low as possible so I can come in there and reach and clean the engine without having to really reach over to get in there to clean all the dried up silicone and debris. So we're going to start by taking off that security lock nut. You know, you got to have one of these little special socket things. Get that little lock nut off. I'm using a 7/8 with a breaker bar. Good old trusty Pittsburgh chromoly socket. So I'm going to put that on there, my breaker bar, and I'm going to pull it, break that loose. And now that I got this loose, I can do it by hand. And I'll set that one here aside so I don't lose it. I'm going to take off my 7/8 socket. I'm going to get my electric impact and remove the wheel. So now, before I take off the wheel, I need to put this jack under here, under the car. Now I have this 4-ton Harbor Freight jack. A good old 4-ton from Harbor Freight. And I got this little bar thing here. So I'm going to put that right here on this center support. It's part of like the subframe. And I'm going to go ahead and jack it up. I can come here and take off the remaining lug nuts. We will set the tire aside over here. We'll take our lug nut, the lock key one with a socket, all the lug nuts, and we'll put them here in the center of the rim so that we don't lose them. Now that we have the vehicle jacked up, I can probably remove this out of the way. Okay, and I think the jack stand might be free. Yeah, it's free. Yeah. Okay. Now we are going to lower the vehicle. And now it's sitting on the jack. And Now, as you can tell, I have plenty of arm length to get in and clean without having to reach over too far. Good. So now we're gonna use a razor, and I bought a bunch of these little razors. I got this from Northern Tool, little flat razor, little tool there. But they also sell these at the Harbor Freight. The same thing. You can loosen this little nut here, and then you can get the razor out of there like that. You put it in here, and then you tighten the nut. The little symbol this back here. And then you have a little scraper razor. Be careful with that. But I did buy extra blades. A whole bunch of little extra ones. Because they get gouged on the edge and then you got to throw them away. So what I'll do, I'll come in here and just put it against the surface and push, trying to get just the silicone off. I'm trying to gouge the surface material, and then what's on your razor blade, all that little material there, you want to use a cleaning cloth to get that off your edge razor. And there's all this here, so I might have to put paper towels in these holes to keep debris out. So that's what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to put this back on the table, and then I'm going to get my roll of paper towels and make a ball and stick it in the hole like this. Get more paper towels, put it in the hole like that, for the intake, where you don't have any debris going down your intake. Okay. Okay. Okay, there. And then you have all this debris here, all this dirt and grime. I want to kind of clean that off first. Brake cleaner. I think this is the non-chlorinated. I don't know. I use whichever one. I don't really care too much about either one. This one was on sale at Harbor Freight, so that's why I picked it up, because it was on sale. So I'm going to spray the paper towel, and now it's soaked with brake cleaner. I'm going to come up here to this surface and just kind of go over it. As you can see, it gets a lot of that dirt and oil off the surface here.
Did the razor blade go in?
Yeah, I fell in there. Uh-oh, we need a light. I don't know where it fell. I dropped the razor blade down in the hole. You can see the bottom of the passage there in the oil.
Really deep in.
It's really deep in. I'm gonna try to fish it out with a magnet. Always keep your magnet handy. So we got all the dirt and debris off around the valve cover gasket surfaces. So I'm going to come back in here with some brake cleaner and clean off any remaining stuff that's on there. And I need to work on this side on the timing, but right now I'm just going to focus on here on the top and clean the surfaces there. Cleaning. I'm gonna start working on cleaning the timing cover area. So I get my razor blade. There's all the silicone right here. Actually, see down there? If you look down there, at the bottom of that oil, see that's the oil pan down there. Well, that. I need to put something there so that nothing falls in the oil pan. You know, minimize pieces of silicone falling down in there. So I want to get a rag. Let's see it. That should keep debris from getting down in the oil pan while I scrape all this gasket material off. Yeah, if you're ready to do this, you're gonna need something like this. This is the best thing for you because it actually hurts leaning over the edge of the thing, but with this it cushions the edges and everything. Where'd you get that from?
Lowe's.
Lowe's.
Yeah, it was Lowe's.
So we got the RTV, we scraped it all off along the edge here and the housing where the timing cover goes. So I'm going to come in here after with brake cleaner, but first I'm going to go and scrape the silicone RTV down at the bottom where the oil pan is at. But in order to do that, I'm going to need to jack up the vehicle so that I can get in the wheel well on the other.